Do you ever have the feeling of running a one-man or woman show? Or maybe you have experienced the feeling of wanting to be into entrepreneurship, but the fear of being by yourself and having to run everything by yourself has scared you away from that idea. Well, in this episode, I'm going to share with you the things that you have to do when you are a team of one. And that's going to help you figure out that you can be very happy and enjoying the journey, although you don't have a team immediately. So welcome in episode number 13. Hey, my name is Thierry Alexander from thierryvalexander.com. I help professionals transition to online business without financial risk and while having fun and reducing stress at the same time. In this episode number 13, I'm going to share with you what to do when you are a team of one in your business, whether you have started just a few hours ago, a few weeks, days, or even years ago, then this training is going to be very useful to you. If you ever feel that you're a little bit lonely in this experience, on this journey, which is called entrepreneurship. And if you are someone who already has a team, but have people in your team that are sometimes having a little bit of a funk day, they are in a funky mood, then this training could be useful for them, and so you could share that with them, so it would leverage your time and it could help your team to gear up into motivation and activity in order to stir that space of motivation. And as you know, each and every week I do create for you a new resource, a new free resource. And this week, because we're talking about what to do when you're a team of one in your business, whether you've been in business for long enough or not, then this week the resource that you have access to is my business presence fundamentals guide. And this is going to help you and your team to figure out what are the fundamentals elements to implement in your business and to make sure that you are doing the right thing from the get-go, and also leveraging your time and implementing things that I wasn't told to implement, but if I would have been told what to do right from the beginning, or at least those elements, because I've been told many things, but if I would have been told to implement those elements, I would have been way ahead of the curve. If you want to have access to this free resource, which is my business presence fundamentals guide, then you know what to do. Just click in on the yellow button below this video and you will have it directly into your email box. Because most of you guys are part of the network marketing industry, this training is going to be very relevant to that, but it can also be relevant to any other type of businesses. And the first point that I want to touch on is networking. And actually, for those of you that are network marketers, the description of the profession is also mentioning it inside of it. Network marketing. Very crucial to actually get to meet people all the time and refresh your list of contacts to make sure that you are talking always about your opportunity, your product, and who you are, your brand. So that is spreading the words. Too many people too often are starting in any business venture, or especially in network marketing or affiliate marketing, or this type of business where you just need to be the recommendation type of channel. They are starting to be very excited and talk to their friends, family, colleagues, and after a few, let's say, to be nice, few months, they stop. The excitement reduces, which is natural, but they don't have this fire. They don't connect to their own fire to keep going and meeting new people, which is actually something that should be taught from the beginning. It's not gonna be easy. We are going to experience rejection no matter what we're doing in life. The main thing is to keep going and keep networking, meeting people, going into events. There are plenty of applications these days, such as meetup groups, that are making us able to meet people on a regular basis, people that you're sure to have a common interest with as well. So that's, starting the conversation on a really good note, because you already have something that you're both interested in. Meeting people can be offline, online, it can be through friends, it can be through new people, it can be while you're traveling, it can be while you are commuting, it can be while you're doing your grocery shopping, the cashier, or the waiter at the restaurant. They are people that are paid to be nice to you, right? So they are the best people to talk to and to actually at least train yourself to communicate. So networking is definitely something that needs to be in your mind and stay there, and realize that it is something that is never gonna be out of your tasks. It is something that you will have to do on a daily basis, and sometimes you might procrastinate on that activity because of certain fears that you're going to have inside of yourself. We all have them. I had the fear of rejection, I sometimes still have it, but by growing myself and going on a journey, I've learned on how to tackle it and to get better at it and to act on it much quicker than I used to. A good place to start would be something that was not necessarily recommended years ago, but I would say so, is internet. Especially if you're not confident, if you have some limiting beliefs in yourself, then internet might be a great place to start to communicate with people, to interact, follow up, close, and learn all those skills in communication, because you are behind your screen. So you have time to reply to messages, to go back to your notes, to analyze the messages that you are receiving, getting to know how you have to respond to that. Maybe even go to one of your peers and say, hey, that's the answer I've received. What would you suggest me to reply, and how would you go about it? So online communication has actually some really good advantage, because you have more time for yourself to get back to it. Although we are in a world where people are expecting an instant response, you can take your time and you don't have to feel pressure to give the answer right now in the next second. So that's a really positive advantage to take on board and to implement into your business. The next point I want to touch on is training yourself is a non-negotiable. I mean, everything that I talk about, I know I tend to say that it's a non-negotiable because it's so important. Each element have their particular benefit to self, to business, to others, how we come across to people. And training ourselves is one of them that really is going to be helpful in any and every areas of your life. whether being personal or professional, in a job or in a business. It's going to always really bring that personal growth that we all need and we all seek, but we need to be consciously tuning into it. How can you train yourself? Training yourself can be in many different ways. It can be through other mentors, whether they are online, offline. They can be trainings that you have with your companies or with your team on a weekly basis. You can read books. Books are amazing to train yourself and to learn. And internet is also a platform that offers a plethora of information these days. You just need to make sure to get into the right information, to learn from the right resources. Train yourself is the second point that I wanted to touch on with you, because that's something that really took me from where I was a few years back, even few months back, even few weeks back, to where I am today. Nothing happens in one day, and everything is a journey. Everything has a process. We all have a different way of learning, of assimilating informations. For me, for example, I love learning. I love learning all the time, but I tend to have to sort of review my informations more than once. I have to reread, I have to practice, and I love to take my time to assimilate things, and I love understanding the reason why behind the things that I've got to do. Why is it that I've got to do this that way and that way? Okay, so you might be the same, and if you are, then this industry and the entrepreneurship industry in general is great, because it's up to you to decide how fast you want to be successful and how fast and how often you want to learn. But learning and training yourself on personal development and personal growth is definitely something that should be implemented on a daily basis. It's also very useful and helpful for self-motivation. I personally tune into what we call a wake-up call every single morning that is giving some motivations, even some tips and techniques on marketing, personal development, and how to grow myself, how to get out of procrastination, for example, how to be more productive, how to generate more, how to, all those how-to things. Then I've got access to this, and I do tune into some sort of audiobooks or audio wake-up call or motivational audios or videos on a daily basis, because that is what makes your day stronger every single day. The other brilliant part of being into personal development and train yourself, whether about your company, the product of your company, the compensation plan, all those things that I would say are nice to know, maybe important to know, but not crucial, because you want to make things easy on you and easy on your team as well. So the best thing is that for your own personal knowledge, yes, get to know those information, but use the tools. Most companies, if not every single companies out there these days now, have tools that are sharing those information about, the ingredients that are in the products that you are representing, the compensation plan which is attached to your opportunity. All those things are actually already done for you. So use the tool when someone is asking you the nitty-gritty of what is it that you are talking about. Don't go into the perfectionism type of chat with this person, because they might turn back saying, oh my God, I cannot do what you do, or it's too complicated, or, all that sort of rejection and objection they're going to give you, because they see you as someone they know, and they might not relate to you as a business person. But if you share the tool, it gives two aspects. The first thing is that you don't have to know everything to do this business, and so it is very duplicable. So you don't have to know everything, and it's super duplicable. easy to replicate and to train other people to do. It's just that I've got the tool, here's the tool, pass it on, pass it on, pass it on, pass it on, right? Easy. So make it easy on yourself. Don't be too harsh. A great quote actually that is in a very good alignment with what I've just talked about is use the tool, don't be a fool. I think it's quite, well, it's fun, but it's so true as well. It is really relevant to the fact that we don't need to reinvent the wheel, bottom line. Another aspect which is absolutely fundamental is communication. Communication with yourself, how you think about your current situation, how you visualize your future situation, what is your self-talk about, and what is it that sabotages you maybe. But also how to communicate with other people, how to communicate in business, how to make people more attracted to what you are offering, whether it's a product, a service, an opportunity, how to make people interested and attracted to what is it that you want to share with them. A great book on that topic is by Dale Carnegie, and it's titled How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I know the title might be a little bit repulsive, a little bit maybe putting you off, because at first I thought, wow, that's something which is all about manipulation and how to manipulate people's thoughts and actions and things like this. But it is actually all about how you communicate your message, how you come across, and how people will react to what is it that you are sharing with them. Beautiful book. Really put your hands on that. I put the link into the blog, which is below this video, if you want it, but you can also find it on Amazon directly. The last point that I would like to share with you is all about building the foundation. Again, whether you are in this business for a few hours, few days, few weeks, few years, maybe you are at a point where you have to recreate a foundation, right? I was not that long ago in a situation where I've learned so much about the industry that I'm a part of, and I was doing the same thing over and over again. And actually the definition of insanity by Einstein is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting the same results. So if you have certain results that are not up to your desired satisfaction, then maybe, just maybe, it is time to review the plan, redo a plan, and put a new foundation, recreate something fresh. Get started with that foundation and see where it takes you. That's what I did. I feel much happier since I've done that. It refreshed everything that I am today and the way I do things and how I manage my business. And perhaps this is what is needed for you. And if you're new, then creating a foundation is going to be very important. The one thing that I would suggest is to not get caught up into perfectionism. I'm laughing because I did get caught into being a perfectionist myself, but that didn't serve me as much as I thought it was going to serve me. It did serve me to a certain extent, but then it also made me a little bit slower into my process, because I was always trying to find the one thing that's going to make this and that better and better, and no, I cannot start now because I'm missing this and I'm missing that tool. And don't get me wrong, I firmly believe that we have to have a certain foundation to get started. I didn't want to, for example, to get started doing my Facebook lives and my blogging before I was having some blog posts on my blog, on my website, before I had certain content ready, and before I had certain tools that were in place in order to make the journey and the experience much easier and nicer and pleasant to my audience, right? So if that's you, that's a great philosophy to have, but don't get caught into the perfectionism mentality, because that's going to slow you down into your creation. Now, the foundation that I'm talking about is, for example, having your Facebook groups up and running, having an Excel sheet where you can, or a system that is allowing you to track your progress, your team progress, your sales, your everything in your business that you need to track, even your personal development, your self-confidence, your self-beliefs, and everything that you can track that can be on a paper, maybe on an Excel sheet or on a piece of paper, on your whatever you're using as a tool. Then make sure that you have a system in place to track your progress. An emailing list can be also fantastic to have, because we always talk about building your list, whatever business you are in. The people are what is going to create the success of your business. There's no way we can be successful on our own. We have to be surrounded of people, customers, like-minded people that are doing the same thing even. And it is really important for that matter to have a system that is gathering those information, such as an emailing list. So it's there and you don't have to, worry about losing that piece of paper, and it's a bit easier to actually track what's going on and who's been opening what and reading your emails, etc. Plus, when you have a certain foundation system in place, it's going to create also leverage ahead of time. Because once you start having a team, you can plug them into the system and show them what to do, how to do it, and how they can plug their own people in it. So you've done the work ahead of time, but it's going to really make your life much easier when you meet people offline, online. You've got your system, you plug them in, you tell them this is what you do, you show them the duplication system, and then you don't have to spend hours explaining what to do, because you've got everything pretty much on automation. So I'm not really going into nitty-gritty details of how to do that. That would be another type of training. But if you have any questions on the topic, feel free to reach out, and I'm more than happy to give you some ideas, help you out with what to do in order to make your life easier in your business. So in conclusion, the 3 points that I've touched on today, which are really important for you when you are a team of one in your business, whether you've been in business for a long time or not, whether you've started years ago or just an hour ago, are the following. Networking. Make sure you're connecting with people on a regular basis, whether they are completely strangers, new people, friends, families, as well as like-minded people and people that are in the same industry and opportunity as yours, as weird as it might sound. But those people are going to have your back. They're going to lift you up when you need it. And they are also great third-part testimonies and stories that you can build your story bank with. Training. Training is a great, fantastic, and important, crucial part to include in your daily tasks, in your daily routine. So training yourself on how to improve yourself, because we can all improve every single day. How to improve your business, how to train your team, how to communicate with yourself and others, all the how-tos that you can think of. Train yourself, but don't get into perfectionism, which is going to make you feel paralyzed and, avoid you to move forward and slow you down. So learn a lot, but keep moving at the same time. Learn, keep moving, and learn, keep moving. The third and final point is to build a foundation, a system that is going to create leverage, a system that you can plug your people in, whether they are prospects, whether they are existing clients, whether they are teammates, and people that just show an interest having a system is fantastic because you can plug them in and the system does the work for you. As I said earlier, such as with the personal development, use the tool, don't be a fool, like the quote says. And remember, this week the free resource is my Business Presence Fundamentals Guide. And if you want to have access to this free guide, which is going to give you the fundamentals of what to implement in your business, whether you've been in business for a long time or not, then just click the yellow button below this video and that's going to be sent directly to your email box. If you are on my YouTube channel, you might know it by now. If you're new, of course, feel free to subscribe because each and every week I come up with a new training video and a free resource to empower you in your own way. And to do so, in the description section somewhere, you will see the link that is going to take you over back to my blog. And as I said, below this video, you will see the yellow button that you have to click to receive the Business Presence Fundamentals Guide directly to your email box. Question of the week. What frustrates you or scares you the most about being a team of one, and how do you deal with it? I would love to know. So if you could share with us in the comment section, what is it that scares you most or frustrates you the most about being a team of one, and how do you deal with that? Because we can all learn from one another. We all are at a different level on our journey, and that is really cool to actually share the love. You know who I am. I love sharing the love. So feel free to share in the comment section. Did you get value out of this training? I truly hope that you did, because I put my heart and energy every single week to create content for you and a freebie as well. So I truly hope that you've enjoyed and got value out of this training. If you did, then you know the deal. Just smash the share button, send this to your people, to your fellow entrepreneurs, your fellow network marketers, your fellow freelancers, or even people that are interested in being into entrepreneurship or that are interested in personal development, because we are a community that is keeping on growing and we love sharing the love. So let's do this together. And this is a wrap for this week. So see you on the next episode.